Hey, thanks for coming back, and today I'd like to talk to you about another webcam. It's this one right here. This is the AUKEY Overview 1080p HD webcam, or just if you really want, the AUKEY Overview webcam. Before I get into specs, let me go over some of the protective film. You get this clear piece right here to protect the mirrored finish of the webcam. But if you also look a little closely, on the lens, it has a separate piece of protective coating on it, or protective film covering on it. And mine is blue, so you got to pull both of those off, okay? The second thing about protective film is on the inside of the laptop connector part. This is rubber here and on the inside of the lip, and there's plastic there. I already took it off and you can't put it back on. But there's actually some here on the lip. There's this little rounded piece in here that needs to have some protective film taken off right here. And on the very bottom, I left that in place. You can see it's really reflective. That's where all of the protective film is that you're going to have to take off. So let's get into the camera and all of the specifications. I already stated it's a 1080p HD camera, and it also shows at 30 frames a second. It's a 2 megapixel 1/2.9 CMOS sensor. You got stereo mics. Well, stereo noise reducing mics, not noise canceling, noise reducing. It does have a fixed focus, and it keeps objects in focus up to 5 meters or about 16.4 feet away. It's plug and play. There's no additional software you have to download. Just plug it in. Your computer should start recognizing it and adjust or install its own drivers for it, or whatever the computer does. It is compatible with Windows XP and up, Mac OS 10.6 and up, and Android 5.0 and up. And as you can tell, there is no privacy cover. So if you're really looking for a camera with a privacy cover already, this isn't it. But to be honest with you, all you got to do is just unplug the, once you're done with your computer or your webcam for the day, just unplug it. It's no big deal. The cable that they give you is 5.4 feet in length. I wish it was a little bit more, like around 6 foot in length, to give you just that little bit of extra length to, because like I said, sometimes, you know, people just aren't using these with their laptops, they're using it on desktop computers, and you may need up to 6 feet from where your monitor is to where the computer tower is. So 6 feet would have been nice, but it is 5.4 feet. And, well, that's what you're stuck with. Alright, enough of me yakking. Let me show you this camera in action. So you are now seeing video and hearing audio coming from the AUKEY webcam. I am just about a good 3 feet away from the webcam, and yes, I am at work, as you can tell. Right now I do have the heat going on because, well, it's right now at the time of me recording this video, it's only 6 degrees outside. So yeah, I kind of need a little warmth in here. I also have our TV turned on, which constantly plays videos of fireworks. And the reason why I decided to keep all of this on right now is to see how good the noise reducing microphones really are in this webcam. You may or may not hear some explosions coming from the fireworks. You may hear some kind of weird hissing noise or something coming from the heat going on. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to shut all that off so I can get it as quiet as I can here at my job, so you can hear what it's going to sound, this camera will and microphones will sound like in your home. Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I turned down the heat so it would shut off, And I turned off the TV playing all the videos of fireworks. Basically, I made it as quiet as I possibly can here at work. One of the reasons why I like testing these webcams here at work is there's a lot of echo when there's no other sound going on. So if these microphones are not picking up that building type echo, and if you don't hear it, then these noise reducing microphones are doing their job. As you can tell, I am pretty much the same distance away, but I am going to move a little bit closer as much as I can. When I first plugged in the microphone and opened up the camera app that's built into Windows, the default setting for the brightness is already set on 0, so that's what you're seeing. And I'm going to slowly move it down all the way. It's down to negative 64. And you can slowly take it all the way up to positive 64. But here at work, I think negative 24, which I have it currently set at, is about the right brightness level for me to bring you this video here at my job. Maybe it may be different for you wherever you're using it, whether it be in your home, your job, or wherever else. So make sure you adjust that level. So basically, here we are. Here's the video of nothing going on, as quiet as I possibly can make it. And you have to be the judge whether you like it or not. Alrighty. Let's get back to the video. Before I do that, let me pick up the camera. Two things. I'm going to get a little close. I want to see how good and detailish this camera is up close. Alright, let me show you how big our building really is. Some of you wanted to know. There you go. Those are all the fireworks. Alrighty, let's get back to the review video. Okay, now that you've seen this thing in action, let's go a little bit more around the camera itself. On the bottom, not only do you got to take this little protective film off because there's a little bit of rubber underneath it, but there's a tripod mount right there. That little hole, this little dot is a tripod mount. Now on the inside of this little section here, where you hook it up to your monitor, the lip and this part has rubber on it, but this part does not. This is just kind of like a hard plastic, and I don't know why they didn't put rubber on the inside as well. It would have helped, especially around here, around this curvature, right around here, the corner. So when you do put it up against the back of your laptop, a little bit of rubber there would help keep it in place better. The only other, it does have quite a bit of tilt, okay? And you can turn it side to side, and it does tilt up and down. But the one thing, I don't really want to call it a negative. But the only other thing that I noticed that might turn some people off is this hinge right here for, to close this up. It's not as tight as some of the other webcams that I've reviewed for you before. It's, and I'm not even shaking it. It's just under the weight of the camera and the cable, and it opens up. And some of the other webcams didn't do that. With some of the other webcams I did, it was a little bit more tension in this hinge, so it wouldn't open up so freely. The other thing too is this lip. Let me back that up a little bit. It doesn't stick out as much. Maybe about another 1/8 of an inch would have been better, because this part coming down about another 1/8 of an inch down, because even on my laptop I had to get it just right or else it would fall, or it just would kind of shift slightly. So this part to me isn't as far down as it should be. It's not as big as it should be. But overall, I still do think that this webcam is a great buy. Because if you don't plan on using it on the lid of your laptop and you plan on using the hole in here for a tripod mount, the tripod mount, then that little part isn't going to, you're not really going to give a hoot about that anyway. To be honest with you, I never did like attaching something to the lid of my laptop. Even in the test video, I had it on a tripod with a quick release on it, but I always have it on a tripod, not necessarily right there on top of, hooked up to the lid of my laptop. So, but yeah, so what do I think of the AUKEY overview webcam? I like it. It does give out a really good, crisp and clean picture and video. The microphones are really good. So far, this is another one of the best cameras I would highly recommend you get. For the price, you can't go wrong. Now, I did get this strictly right from the AUKEY website, so I'll leave that link in the description below. But yeah, I do recommend the AUKEY overview webcam. And if you happen to like this video, you know what to do. Give it the thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget about the notification bell, and share this video on all of your social media sites. Whew. Hey, you know what? Until the next video, you, your friends, your family, your pets, all of you, you have a great day. I'll see you down the road in the next video.
Perfect.